There's a lot of buzz around Kamala Harris's VP pick, Tim Walz. We know he's the governor of Minnesota. We know he was a high school teacher and football coach, but he also has a long history with China. That might come in handy if he becomes the next vice president. The US-China relationship is rocky these days, and things are unlikely to get much better under America's next president, whoever that is. But in Walz, a future President Harris would have an old China hand to bounce ideas off. Walz's background with China dates back to 1989. He was one of the first Americans to visit the country that year to teach English and American history to Chinese students. He arrived in China shortly after the massacre of student protesters in Beijing's Tiananmen Square. Interesting fact, his wedding anniversary falls on June 4, the same date as the Tiananmen Square massacre. His wife said he wanted to have a date he'll always remember. Walz's first foray into politics came when he was elected to Congress in 2006. Once in Congress, he became an ardent critic of China's government. He stood up for the rights of Tibetans and Uyghurs and warned that Beijing would one day try to take control of the South China Sea. He even met the Dalai Lama in 2016 and Hong Kong democracy activist Joshua Wong in 2017. So what would all this mean for a Vice President Walz and the future foreign policy of a Harris administration? Who knows? While Walz has always been outspoken in his criticism of Beijing, he's also kept China's government and people separate in his mind. He once said there'd be no limits to what the Chinese people could accomplish if their government had proper leadership. Now, with Tim Walz joining Kamala Harris on the campaign trail, there's no telling how the US election will play out in November. Let us know in the comments what you think about her new VP pick, and don't forget to follow us for more updates.